All right, everybody, welcome back to the new Atlanta Motor Speedway here on EGN. Once again, we're here with the vSpeed FRT Contenders series, powered by Nitro. We're going to see some really fast race cars this week, and some really quick racing around this track. Now, if you're not familiar with the new Atlanta, they've made some enormous changes to it over the last year, and iRacing has brought those in. We've got qualifying getting started right now. Biggest changes we've seen here is 40-foot wide corners now, like Daytona, 28 degrees of banking, narrower track, higher speeds. It's basically a plate track without a plate. So what do you guys think? I've got our standard crew here, Gareth G Money. I think that's his
Hello,
name now.
hello.
I think that's his name now, and Mr. Jim Walton on the ones and twos.
Gareth, our favorite Australian.
We always pick on
But
Gareth being from New Zealand, so don't get it wrong, guys. He gets mad when we get that wrong.
No,
So make sure we
hey, we don't
get
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 mad
that
at
right
New
there.
Zealand.
Got the 51 car going around again. That tide's
Yeah,
not really rolling this week. We said that last week, and it's already coming. I got to do that
yeah,
every week because I was a Florida State boy. So
yeah. Roll Tide. I think it's gonna roll down the hill. So
probably.
yeah, this week's gonna be interesting, man. The draft's very powerful. You catch up very quick. It can take you off guard. Um, and it's just going to be all week long has just been an interesting race. There's been wrecks on top of wrecks. Of course, they repaved this track back in 2021 last year, or almost 2 years ago, and it is like you said, it's basically just a mile and a half plate track because they're going just as fast down the straightaway here as they are at Daytona.
Well, they made the corners just as big as Daytona, just about, and they did narrow the front and back stretch a bit, but that hasn't seemed to matter. And I think it only feels like a year because it took iRacing a little while to get the track rolled out, but they did do it before. They had the track in place almost a year before iRacing brought it in. So about 2 years since it's really been done, but about a year that we've had it here. And Dan Shamoon takes the top spot right as we speak,
That
followed by
bottom,
Cowden
that
and
low
Davis right
line,
now.
that low line's been strong all week. If you can get 3 or 4 trucks up, cars up the top there, you can make something of it. But that low line, she's hard to beat, eh? And people have been diving down onto the apron in official races this week, but for this race and Mr. Doc Stout's league, there's no diving down between the double white line.
Yeah, he did make a rule this week that you can get your left side tires over that line, but if your right side tires even touch the line, it's going to be a problem, he said. So we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on some penalties that happened last week with guys coming down pit road and driving through too many pit boxes, and I know he talked about that. So you guys getting the whip early and
Just
paying.
about the left tires, Ryan. The reason that Doc made that rule was it just gives people on the outside a little bit more room, to get through that quad oval there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there should be a little bit of space down there to be able to drive the car, but I definitely agree with him that I've never liked the ability in iRacing to go below the double yellows and not have a penalty for it. So I kind of like that he's taking the same view as NASCAR in a sense. As
Right.
we take a look at our league owner, the number 1 truck, making his laps. See if Russ can put up a second lap here and give Shamoon a run for his money.
Only looking nitro paint scheme there.
Going back to the penalties from last week, if everybody was watching, was paying attention there towards the end of the last lap there, we had a couple people that kind of got into it. They got that short track mentality going and got a little heated, and I think some wrenches were flying in the pits and sledgehammers and all kind of stuff like that. And at
What do
the
they say
end
in
of the
Australia? Bring back the Biff.
Well, Russ was
right,
close. Russ was close up there. No, it's number 2 position now behind Dan.
yeah.
Only 7/700ths of a second short. So looks like he's gonna have a truck to contend with this week.
These trucks have been fun all week. I was in a race earlier yesterday actually, and between first and fourth, there was 1.1 seconds, at the end of the race.
Well, we can see our
Close
qualifying
to
order up there. I'm
being
sorry
in
to cut
there.
you. Sorry to cut you off there, Gareth. We can see our qualifying order up there. Shamoon, Bosford, Cowden, Davis, Cray, Helm, Wooer, Hunt, Casey, Thompson make up your top 10. We'll get the rest of that running order set for you here after the 5-minute break. You guys are watching the Atlanta Motor Speedway race via FRT Contender Series powered by Nitro. We will be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. Gonna be getting to the grid here shortly. Practice is just about over. So as we said earlier, starting grid gonna be up here on the screen for us momentarily. Dan Shamoon in the first position, followed by Russ. Second on the outside, Dalton Cowden in the third position, Dale Davis in fourth, Todd Cray in fifth, Brian Helms sixth, Joe Wooer seventh, Rachel Hunt putting up a good qualifying effort this week, eighth position, Nicholas Casey in ninth, Ron Thompson 10th, Josh Harvin in 11th, John Crow Sr. in 12th, and come on, you can do it again. There we go. Gary Jaworski in the 14th position. Jason Spear 13th. Sorry about that. Patrick Desollier 16th. Perry Snelson in 15th. I'm going backwards here today, guys. Sorry about that.
That's
And
meant to be my job.
right, Pearson in 17th. Rush 18th. 19th position is Mike Weddle. 20th position Jeremy Gardner. 21st Anthony Promoda. He's our series leader, isn't he? Didn't have a very good qualifying effort this evening.
Yeah.
Jim Johnson 22nd, Ryan Lang 23rd, Tyler Bentley 24th, Doc Stout, league owner in 25th, Tyler McCarthy starting 26th position.
Get me
And
B.
rounding out the back of this field, James Babin 27th, Shane Posey 28th, 29th Cody Morgan, Richard Malaguni 30th position. So they're getting ready to roll off of pit road here. In that order, we'll jump back to the start of the qualifying order here. So what do you guys think? What are we going to see early in this? We're going to have really no need to save tires here. You're just wide open the whole time. So what kind of strategy are we going to play?
They'll probably run too wide for first few laps, and then they'll get single file. They're a whole lot faster single file. I could be wrong. Some of these races have gone side by side for several laps, but as soon as these tires start getting a little wear on them, these trucks start getting a little wobbly. So it should be interesting to see how they handle that and how they handle this very powerful draft.
I think you're going to see Mr. Dan Shamoon there on pole try and control this race from the front there.
Yeah, well, the pace truck is off. We're going to be green here in just a moment. Dan's going to lead him off, and here we go, green flag. Dan got a pretty good jump there. That's not something you really want at one of these tracks, though.
Right. They'll fight back on that outside. That outside's pretty powerful when it's lined up.
Yeah, if you can get going on the outside, I've always liked the outside at the quote-unquote plate tracks. Most people still have the idea that the inside's faster all the way around, but I'm telling you, you get that momentum going on the top, and nobody can get by you. Especially you get 4 or 5 good cars up there.
Yeah, if these guys don't get push happy, I think we'll have a good, clean first part of the race anyway.
We're going to keep a nice wide angle here for a little while and try to catch some of the field and see what we can see. Back out here just a little bit more even so anybody watching can really get a good idea of what's going on, how the field's spreading out early.
You got one of the hardest guys to pass out in first place there. You won't give that up without a fight, I can tell you that.
Yeah. The only way you're going to be able to pass here is just like on a plate track. You're going to have some help. So
that was close there.
We'll see who gets paired up and who works together, and then see who they actually decide to win this thing at the end.
Yeah, there are a couple teams here, right? I'm sorry, Gareth. They do have some teams set up here, right? From what I can see, right. the I Haters, Cascade Hollow, Assassin Motorsports, Team Sometimes Store Esport, Nitro, Lumberjack Racing, Charge, DFC. So a whole bunch of teams in here. Didn't name them all, but sorry if I left anybody out. And that's definitely going to be something to watch. See who if you get the teammates working together, or if these guys decide to work with whomever is around them.
I'm pretty sure Jim might be able to correct me here, but I'm pretty sure each team is made up of 4 drivers. Isn't that
That
right,
was,
Jim?
I think that was the intent. I think some of them have 4, some of them only have 3.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think it was
for
the
the most
maximum of
part, that's
4
the
or
way it's
something like
set up.
that. Yeah.
Guys have been 2x2 since the beginning here, and it's still some close racing up front. We got the 45 truck that's a little bit slow. He's going to get stuck on the outside here to make the first breath holding situation.
Yeah, Anthony had to do a pass-through penalty for the little shenanigans that we had last week.
Yeah.
So he's going to start a lap down here, basically.
Yeah, so he's
So
going to be a lap down currently.
a little bit of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, but he'll be all right. I'm sure they'll have at least one caution, and he'll be able to get back up. And I shouldn't have said that. Broadcaster's curse, man.
That's it.
Broadcaster's curse.
Let's go back, take a look, and see what happened to Mr. John Crow.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the 13 might have
Yeah, looks like the 13
come up a bit.
came up just a tad.
Well, yeah, just a tad.
Just a little bit
Maybe
there.
a little
Little
bit
loose,
of both, maybe.
little slide, and
Yeah,
then
I don't think he realized he was there.
yeah, that's a little bit of.
I mean, look at the replay. I mean,
And then he
to
got
be
in
fair,
the...
John's just following the truck in front of him. But yeah, there was not much room there. And that's that no diving
Oh
down
yeah,
between the
no,
double white.
he definitely came back up. Got another good view of it from the chase cam, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, he took a good bit of damage there on that outside wall, as did I think the 13 is who bumped him. Took some right front damage there, so we'll have to see how that affects these guys. I know that Crow's gonna have a bit of a problem with Arrow now, obviously, and this race is probably all but over for a win, but it's still early, so let's see if he can claw his way back into things here.
Not as bad as Talladega or Daytona in regards to the damage.
Right.
But yeah, it certainly does bite.
You know,
Just a
you never
small
want
bit
to
of
get
damage.
you never want to get damage in a well, what we're gonna call it a restrictor plate track. It's not restricted, but in these plate tracks, you don't want any damage. I mean, aero is so important, no matter which of the NASCARs that you're in. So it's unfortunate to get that damage early. It makes for a long night.
Well, at least Anthony will get his lap back now, so he should be able to get up in the mix here. And...
Trying to listen to what these guys are talking about down there.
I think Aaron was just saying that race admin was just saying that the 13 was given a EOL for bringing the yellow out.
Gotcha. Well, the nice thing about this track being a mile and a half is the caution flags are not quite as long as they are at Daytona and Talladega and iRacing Super Speedway, where you drive around for 6 minutes at a time. But on a positive note, I did remember trading paints from the door tonight, so yay me.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing.
Take a look at some of these paint schemes that we have out there. Get these guys' names turned on here for a minute and start at the front of the field here. Slowly move our way through as they make their way around under caution here on, what are we on? We're on lap. I can't.
I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Babb.
Lap 9, guys.
FRT Motorsports, one of the title sponsors of the series. He got a beautiful red and white and black truck there. I like that chrome. That chrome looks cool.
Josh Harbin, I said, started a little bit further back than he usually does. About 11th position. Looks like he's up to about 7th already. James Babb, 11 spots up to 16th at this point in that 44 machine. So that's definitely a good come up early in this race. Richard Malagoni starting last in the field, up 9 spots to 21st. So we'll take a look back at these guys. Although it looks like he's the 86 car. Yep, there he is. And looks like he took some damage. The rear. We'll have to see how that plays out for him as the race continues to move on. But otherwise,
Nicholas Casey's paint his paint he's running there, the Team Watson paint, Road to Pro, by the looks of it on his front banner. Smart looking truck.
Look at Nicholas Casey here. Yeah, it's a pretty nice looking truck as we get ready to go back green here. Hear them revving up those engines. And here we go, back to the green flag. Little bit of a spread out start here at the beginning of this second run that we've got. 4 cars out to a little bit of a lead, but that's going to close up really quick with all these guys behind them.
Yeah, the draft will pull them all back together on the backstretch.
Still 2x2 with Dan Shamoon out front. But we did have a change. I was just going to say we did have a change for second, but it looks like Russ is going to tag on the back of Dan here and probably push him up and stick with him.
Yeah, I'm sure those two are teammates, so I'm sure those two will just stay hooked together and help each other out.
Yeah, we've
got our championship leader sitting there in 4th place.
Yeah, started a lap down and now is back up in the top 5. So that was a quick turnaround.
No, we're talking about Todd Cray.
Oh, you're talking about Todd Cray. I thought you were talking. I misheard you.
Our championship
leader. Yeah, the points.
He's one guy who's been very consistent. He's been very consistent over the last few races.
Not a lot to report on just yet. This has just been one little mistake and a bunch of straight line driving. So we're going to sit here and enjoy it with everybody else. And when we see something to see, we'll let you know.
Certainly, you can't miss Rachel Hunt in her truck, you know. The LX Sports by the looks of it. Pink and white. Sitting in about 8th spot, I think, by the looks of it.
She still runs for Elliott Sadler Esports, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm not sure if she does or not. I don't think she does.
I'm not sure either. I haven't spoken with her in a while now, so it's I wouldn't be surprised if she did. I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
Adler Esports paint scheme, yeah. So definitely stands out.
Got a lot of jockeying for position throughout the field, inside, outside, as the outside line tries to make a run out of the corners, and the inside line makes the run into the corner, and we pretty much have an even race as we're going to have another slower car that had to come off pit road late, having some damage fixed.
Bombs that he'll be diving down into the apron, let them by, so
that's always a good thing. You don't want to be in the way out here, especially with too wide traffic coming at you.
Yeah.
Well, while we're watching this racing, right now, currently in the points lead, we got Todd Cray with 320 points. Anthony Promoda, which had to do the pass-through and got his lap back already. He's only 1 point back in 2nd place. So that's a good tight race right there with those two. And then we have Nicholas Casey in 3rd, Tyler Bentley in 4th, Russ Bosevert in 5th, Jim Johnson in 6th, Dalton Cowton in 7th, Dale Davis in 8th, Josh Harbin in 9th, and Dan Fowley in 10th. So that's your top 10 people, and there's 39-point gap between 1st and 10th.
So just to add to that, Jim, so I was reading earlier something in the Discord about the points for each race. So if you get all your maximum points for the race, etc., 54 points is the maximum. So looking how close the standings are, it could just change just like that. Find yourself in 1st today and 10th tomorrow.
That's an interesting number for a point system. Gareth, do you know how they get to 54?
You got, I'm just reading off you get 1 point for leading a lap, or leading the most laps. Looks like you get a point for no incidents. Point for having the fastest lap of the race. 3 points for the pole sitter. Where else are we? A penalty of -5 points for every 13 incidents per race. So if you get 13 incident points, you lose 5 points.
There's some incentive to not run into stuff.
You have to complete 50% of the race to get any of these bonus points.
Like, looks like the two top trucks up there. Are they blinking for you guys, or
Let's see.
they seem to be
I've been
blinking
focused
for me?
back throughout the field. I was letting it run on exciting. Let's take a look at the leaders again up front here. I do not see any blinking at the moment.
Maybe it's me.
Might be. Are you sure you're just not blinking your eyes?
I am old, so that's a
I
possibility as
know
well.
that can get confusing sometimes. I know.
You're never too old, Jim. Like like a fine wine, you know. Get better with age.
uh, I lie to myself every morning like that.
With what? With a bottle of wine?
Of course.
Still got the number 8 machine there. Dan Schmoot out front. Dalton Cowden run. Oh, Cowden for a second here takes the lead, crossing a timing line. But Shamoon gets him right back here at the next timing line as we come back around and come out of turn 4 back to the front stretch as we complete lap 20 of 84 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway VRT. vSpeed FRT Contenders Series. Too many letters. Got a slower truck up on the outside. That's the 33. Getting out of the way there, letting the traffic come by. As we now have, you know what we're missing? We're missing our trusty map. There we go. We still have pretty much one pack.
It's somebody in the wall here.
We had
Tell
somebody in
you
the
who we are
wall.
missing this week. We're missing our race winner from last week.
Are we?
Jordan. Jordan is not here.
Wonder what happened.
He must be working.
Ah. Hey, this is way more important. You should be calling out of work for your race, man.
Yeah.
He's got no excuse. He should be sitting at the rig up in the back of his truck.
There you go.
That's right.
We said a few minutes ago, rather uneventful so far with the one early caution. Um, really helped out. Who started at the back with the penalty? Anthony
Anthony.
Promoda. Really helped out Anthony Promoda that early caution, but we've had no caution since. And
He's playing
double
it cool
file
by the
racing
looks of
this
it.
whole time. We got another car down here on the apron
It looks like the
as these
45's
come
just
by.
cruising at the back there, hanging a couple of car lengths off the back of the pack,
Definitely good to see
playing
them
it safe.
getting out of the way and not causing any problems for these leaders, because we see that all too often, that guys just don't pay enough attention to what's going on behind them and end up in the way and causing leaders to wreck. So not like they have to get out of the way, but certainly when you're that far off the pace, you definitely want to make sure that you're got your antennas up to where the leaders are.
I agree. It's a
Looking at
respect thing.
another one of these paint schemes, the 06. Who's that? That's
The 06, that's the
a
car of Dale Davis.
pretty cool looking paint scheme he's got on that one.
Yeah, that's another Road to Pro scheme. Looks like it's got the Charge Racing colors on it. And he does actually. That's what I thought they were. And he does have the Charge logo on the hood there.
Very smart looking truck.
Take a look at some times here. We'll move through the field on some of these drivers and take a look at what their times look like. Getting around here.
They're definitely moving. 30.2s,
Doc Stout with the
30.4s.
fastest lap last go around there.
Fastest lap? What was that?
Yeah,
It was,
the fast lap was a 30.87.
wow, it is fast.
Jimmy Babb had a 30.60 the lap before that.
There we go. See better now. Taking a look at Doc Stout actually in that. What number are we here? 62 machine.
62.
Chromed out 62.
Yeah, that thing looks sweet.
Let me go ahead and
Another
ride
car on the
along with
wall up
him.
here.
Got a car on the wall, you said? One of our
Oh, they
leaders?
kept going. No,
Well,
that's
we got
let's see here.
we got the first three
Yeah,
drivers.
Mike Weedell.
Shamoon, Cowden, and and rough, or from obviously Nitro, but racing under the iHaters banner for this series.
Ah, we've got Dan and Dalton still trading that first position there, but Dan still has his partner there in the one car of Russ that's gonna continue to push him, and they've got those
And
top
Dalton,
and
first three.
yeah, no, I know that, but Dalton doesn't have Russ behind him.
Right.
If Russ could be behind both of them, I'm sure he would be.
Yeah. Just trying to look through the individual teams here and see. Todd's out there by himself, Todd Cray, but
Looks like he's got Pat out there with him.
yeah, Pat's not too far back.
Still really no movement at the front of the field though, and had the same top five now for pretty much the whole first 30 laps as we come around to complete lap 30 here in just a moment as we enter the backstretch coming out of turn two. We've got three cars off the pace, the 27, the 26, and the 20. And now that's on position. What do we have? Let's see. Position car number. So the 04, the 42, and the 33 off the pace. They're going to get caught pretty quick here. The 42 and the 4 could try to hook up a little bit, pick up some speed here as they come into turn 3. But with the pack the size of the one that's behind them, 27 cars, they're going to be in a tough position to try to even hang on the back of the pack as they go by.
Yeah, I would say probably in the next 8 to 10 laps, you're going to see people start jockeying into the bottom so they can make those green flag pit stops.
What's the pit window here? Who knows?
I'm not too sure about the trucks.
I think it was like
I know the beat
46.
Yeah, I know. I did a race earlier today in Xfinity. It was 64 laps, but it was
Okay, yeah, they're more than
not
that.
sure
Then.
about the trucks though.
I didn't pay any attention this week. I was messing with the new late model. If you guys had a chance to drive that,
Oh yeah, I had a bit of a go at that earlier. That's what an awesome
Oh, yeah,
car.
that thing is so fun.
I also had a go of the new 725 is it horsepower
Oh, the
Arca.
G4, GT4,
Wow.
the Gen 4 car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is.
Yeah, I saw they were bringing that back. Everybody wanted that car to stick around, so I think it was a good idea for
Yeah, it's
iRacing to do it.
Homestead this week. That series of that, and yeah,
It's only a fixed
it's a
series though,
beast.
right?
Yeah,
Correct.
it's fixed. It's, this week's race is 80 laps though, so it's a bit longer than the standard ARCA series. So I'd say just about double the length, to be honest. 80 laps at Homestead this week.
Can't help but think since this draft is the way it is, some of these guys in the back are probably playing the right card.
There's only a couple laps here that you want to be up front, and it's not these ones.
You're going to see a split though when people start to pit. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to start the.
Yeah, they'll start. They'll get into some good single file groups.
These
You're
leaders are
picking
going
out
to be
top
coming up on
three.
those. The leaders are going to be coming up on these on the lap traffic here in just a minute. So we'll see if they can navigate around these guys or if they continue just to get out of the way.
The guys from iHaters, they've got this race under control at the moment. I reckon they're going to probably pit together at some point.
You would certainly assume that they're probably going to stick together for the pit stop if it stays green flag. Go
Who
ahead and
is it
keep an
on the
eye on the
outside
laps
there? Is that
here. That
Dalton, isn't
yeah, that's Shamoon, Cowden, Russ up front with Cray, Davis, and Wooer following
I'm
their
just
back
looking
top
to
six.
see who is controlling that top line there. Mr. Dalton Cowden by the looks of it.
Pull up some information for the viewers on current number of laps here that they've been running on this
It's
stint.
36. They're on lap 36 currently.
Yep, and I guess more importantly, um, once we get there, we'll keep track of the pit lane time that these guys, the amount of time they spend on pit road total, plus the entry and exit laps, and see who can make up the most time on pit road, which is a lot of times where you win and lose the race.
It's a very true statement. Next week's going to be an interesting race at Coda. See how
Ooh,
many
yeah.
of these guys can
Road
turn
course,
left and right.
Nah.
Oh, that's
in the
my
truck as well.
problem at those tracks. I forget you got to turn right.
Well, if it's anything like last year in the trucks at Coda, it's gonna be a exciting, action-packed race for sure.
Oh, we
Those
got
trucks aren't the well. I couldn't drive it to be honest, but I'm terrible on a road course. So
Oh, no, you're not.
yes, he is
yeah.
awful. But that's because he drives on the wrong side of the road. So
Actually, I think we said, didn't we, Jim, last week we weren't going to talk about road courses and endurance races.
Yep.
well, we still have one pack of cars with only 4 cars out.
And they're still running the exact same times that they were on lap 1.
They are no fall off, no change in
Yeah.
position,
Nope.
and one caution as we come around complete lap 40, coming out of turn 4 back onto the new quad oval, as they call it. As we
Pretty hard
just
work actually, doing these laps without a caution. Was in a race earlier that went caution free for 80 laps, and
it,
I was absolutely knackered at the end of it.
it certainly gives you. I mean, I hate to say it's just sim racing, but I mean because it is difficult and it does take some obviously skill and does take some endurance when you run these longer races. But it really gives you an appreciation for what it must be like to drive one of
Oh, I
these
got a wreck
things.
here.
We have a
I got a wreck.
crash.
Go back and
Sorry,
take a look at
Ryan.
that. That was
Interrupt
no, it's
you.
okay. That was Mike Weddle. Somehow got into a wreck, but that takes the strategy here out of what we're gonna see. So we're gonna have some pit stops under yellow. Let's take a look here. We had
Like,
Jaworski go off track after Weddle had crashed. Let's take a look and see what
so,
happened here. Go up to
yeah, I'm
the
not too sure about that. I
go up to
think the
the blimp
truck
cam
on the
here
high
and
line came.
take a look and see
Yeah,
exactly what happened.
I'd have to put that on whoever was on the top line, but from initial looks.
Uh, looks like the 24 is gonna make a bit of a move down and yeah, just clips the back end of him, and that's probably gonna spell the end of the day for those guys. Especially since he just took a second hit. Well, he phased through him, so maybe he didn't take extra damage. But he didn't
Yeah.
phase through that time when he got hit by the 62 car in that sun drop car. And then the 13 gets stuck in the wall. That's always a good thing to have happen. He's upside down, and yeah, that's a bad day.
Wow. Wow, that was crazy. That was a crazy, crazy wreck there.
Yeah, it was. As we get focused back down here on pit road, we've got Dan leading everybody down pit road. Top 18 are on pit road. Top 20 on pit road. Looks like everybody gets
Yeah.
cleanly into their stalls. See what kind of strategy we have here at the front. If anybody does 2 tires or no tires or just because you don't really need tires. But looks like we got everybody taking 4 tires. It's kind of surprising to me actually.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
why not? It's a caution. Might
it's
as
a
well.
caution. You might as well take advantage of it if you can.
The positions are still important. We've seen no passing. You could have gotten around him. If you could have gotten around Dan on pit road, I would have taken that. I would have taken it.
Right. Yeah. Pit strategy is definitely a game to play.
Even under the caution, because you just can't pass. So we've seen that for the first 40 laps of the race. I mean, we got the same running order. So I don't know. I think
I don't
somebody. I
think
think
they really tried too hard to pass. Nobody was pushing. Nobody was.
true.
Everybody was just trying to ride.
Suppose you
I
only
mean,
need to
unfortunately,
lead one
these
lap, don't you, to win? So
these trucks, since it's almost a plate track, these things are so trimmed out to get speed. It doesn't take a whole lot of hit in the back to get them to go around. So
Very true.
see who wins the race off pit lane here, pit road.
That was Shamoon, I think, that came
I
off
mean,
first.
yeah, like Dan,
Yep.
Cowden, and Russ. Tyler Craig fourth.
I mean, if you look at the top 9, all of the top 9 have either not moved in position or only moved 1 spot.
Right.
Have either of you guys put a mention out about our new team website that was launched?
Oh
I think
yeah, it's good
I
to.
think you just did. Why don't you let us know
Yeah.
let us
Well, I
know about
wasn't sure
that.
if you guys had said something. So yeah, there was a new Nitro Racing website that was launched the other day. Don't know if you can put it up on the screen, Ryan. The address, it's just www.nitro-racing.com. Anyone wants to check it out?
I think we can make that happen. It was what now?
www.
Nitro-racing.com.
A little bit of a thing that few of the guys in the team organised for to be set up for Russ. All the hard work he puts in with helping people out and building sets, and
Yeah, Russ is
definitely,
definitely one of those guys that would give the shirt off his back if he could.
I'm pretty sure it was our buddy Aaron that was
Gross Designs did
yeah,
did
did an
design it.
awesome job.
We're going back green.
Apologize for the technical difficulties. You guys lost our overlay here for a moment.
Some of them missed the flag today, or they just looks like there's a few.
There's a couple guys that didn't quite get off the way they would want to.
Which is actually split the field a little bit here. Got about what 6, 7, 8, 9 trucks that are trying to catch up to the back of the pack, back of the lead pack.
There we go. I got that address up there for y'all now. It's a great job over at Nitro Racing that they do.
Beginning of the race, back moving around a lot again. Wait for
Yeah.
them to get settled down and get back into a rhythm here.
As much as tires really don't matter, you can always, even on these tracks, can feel when you've got new tires. They seem to just want to turn a little bit better and stick a little bit longer.
Oh, we got about 36 laps to go.
Yeah, we're kind of coming around to complete lap 48 here of 84.
Probably going to try see shortly some people trying to move forward and
Yeah, I'd say about
going to get
25 to
very
go.
busy.
You're
Yep.
gonna start seeing things get a little busy.
We're about 35 to go right now, 36 to go. So about 10 more laps, I think of this. So I'm with you there. I think in about 10 laps, we're going to start to see these guys really start to jockey for position. There hasn't been a lot of fighting going on up here at the front. I think they've all been pretty smart about it.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pass those three at the top though. Three of the best on the sim, that in the trucks anyway, so they're going to be very hard to pass.
See Dan 180 miles an hour down into the corner. Really never dropping down below 175. And it'll probably be a little quicker here. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in to the vSpeed FRT Contender Series. Every week, Wednesdays, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Edge Gaming Network. So yeah, it looks like they're holding speeds around 178 to 183, 184 miles an hour up at the front. Actually be interesting to see. Let's drop back in the field a little bit and take a look at what even Russ is running in the draft here, see if he's picking up a little bit more speed behind them and having a lift, what I would assume.
Actually, they're running a little bit faster in the back of the pack because they're having the draft.
Yeah. Let's go back and take a look. Right along here with Richard Malagoni up 16 spots since the beginning of the race. Started in the last position, up 16 spots to the 14th position. We'll jump into his cockpit and see exactly what he's dealing with out there with the track and the current conditions. See just how close they actually are when they're out there racing. They're having to work the wheel a bit more than I would have expected.
Yeah, entry here is a little tricky because of the bank on the corner. It can kind of throw you into the corner and unload that rear end a little bit.
Got a slow car down on the apron here. Have to navigate by. Richard seems to be doing a pretty good job in that 86 truck. Like I said, up 16 spots since the beginning of the race. So kudos to him. Biggest move of the race so far.
Doc coming into the picture here now too. I think he's starting to get to that point to where he wants to get towards the front, try to set himself up for a win.
Haven't talked too much about Doc this race. He's been quietly lingering in the back of the field, staying out of trouble. Might be wanting to make his voice heard now.
He seems like he's got a stout ride. He can catch up anytime he feels like it, looks like.
Definitely been impressed the last couple of races with the 21. Been very solid, consistent in the way he goes about his racing, that's for sure.
Yeah, Doc Craze, I didn't know him until we started doing these races, and yeah, he's impressed me. He's been very consistent, very easy on the wheel. He's very precise in the line he takes. So he's definitely going to be one to watch throughout the year.
Well, championship leader, of course, at this stage. So
If he was trying to run under the radar, he's done a bad job of it.
Right?
I don't know if you can take a shot from inside his cockpit. Just been sitting here watching the last couple of laps, and he's hitting his marks. He's running the same like just very solid.
Smooth. Very smooth.
Got to look in there now. He's running that outside line at the moment, push Cowden. Making a pretty good run on the outside here next to a really big run now. Off the back, had to lift a good bit.
He's running really high as well in 3 and 4. And it is hard when you come through the quad oval here, you know, if you're right up on the bumper of the car in front of you, because you literally cannot see ahead, you know. If you judge it wrong, you can slam that wall pretty easy.
Just like they talk about in NASCAR too, when you watch the races live, you see how much banking there is with the gyro cam that they've got on these sim cars, and how much rotation there actually is in the vehicle coming through this new banking. It's really crazy actually how much there is in Atlanta now.
Right. I wonder how fast Aaron would roll down that in his wheelchair.
Probably pretty quick. I mean, I know he has an emergency brake he put on just for that, just because he worries about that. Well, we love Aaron. Aaron's a great guy. Owner over at Gross Designs, puts together some great promos for real drivers, sim drivers alike. And need anything for your graphic design needs, check out Gross Designs. Aaron will take care of you.
Yeah. Need any paints done? He's the man.
Yeah, he just did my late model. Thing looks sweet.
Yeah, he's definitely a classy painter when it comes to you know, doing all that stuff. He's produced some really good paints.
He does.
He is.
just trying to jump in the queue to actually get one done myself, but it's,
He doesn't like you. He told me, so you wouldn't get one.
yeah. Well, hey, I am from New Zealand, eh?
Yep. No, Australia. I thought.
He said he'd trade one for a kangaroo, though.
Yeah. See, there you
For a what?
go. Well, get him one of those fruit. Get him one of those
Surely, I
fruit.
think
Get
he
him.
owed.
Get him one of
I'm
those
not.
pieces of fruit you guys are so known for.
Right?
I'm actually owed one by him actually, but let's
You know, you get him a kiwi, and
you'll know
then
what I'm
he'll
talking
he'll
about.
eat the kiwi and he'll like it. Then he'll make you a pain.
Oh Lord.
In case nobody knows,
Shouldn't have
the
to keep
kiwi's
reminding
not
you.
a fruit. It's a bird, apparently. So I don't know why you'd eat a bird, but I mean, Jesus.
You don't eat a bird. You keep confusing yourself, Ryan.
I
We've
think
been
you're
going
good.
on about this
I
for
think
years
you're
now.
confused. You're confused, man. You still spell tire wrong, so I don't know what to tell you.
Oh gosh.
Spell it with a Y, don't they?
Yeah, it's not even right.
Well, it is the correct way. So,
Yeah,
I mean, only in America it's about the other way, but
yeah, the right way.
yes, you're right.
Just because everybody jumps off the mountain doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Oh,
Didn't your mom ever teach you that?
yeah. Well, it
Well,
was
it
a
depends on the
very
reason why they're jumping, though.
That's
So.
true. If there's a tsunami or something, you should probably jump. But other than that, if it's for a bird, no, probably not.
I don't know how many hours that night I tried convincing Ryan about all these different words that they spelt wrong. You know.
Well, he just
Like,
felt
hang on, Ryan.
bad.
You're Canadian anyway, so what are you talking about?
That's right. I'm North American.
Right. Okay.
I'm from. I got dual citizenship. So we're getting down here. So, sorry for the banter there, guys, but I don't get a chance to talk to Gareth too often, so I got to pick on him a little bit. But starting to get some jostling here for position. 20 to go. Coming into turn 3 off turn 4 here, coming back to the front stretch. Gonna have 19 to go when we come by the start finish line this time, and now we're really starting to see these guys pushing a little bit harder than they have been all race. What do you think?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, watch. You're gonna see you're gonna see them get a little bit closer now, and they're gonna try to push a little bit harder. And we have Dan. I don't know. I don't see Dan anywhere.
Oh,
There he
now we
is.
had a blinker. Yeah, Dan was
There's
blinked. Dan had blinked out on my screen too. So
it's been alerted to something. It's actually our championship leader's birthday today, so
oh well, happy
Oh,
birthday.
okay. Happy birthday, Mr.
21.
Todd Craig.
Todd Gray, yep. Happy birthday, buddy.
Is he now 18, 16, 14? Usually these good drivers are kids.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have patience to be racing this track. I don't know if, pretty sure that some of those young fellas would have wrecked out by now.
Yeah, maybe. Still a pretty strong field like we usually see, though. I mean, easily over 3,000, if not 3,400 again.
Got a
Yeah, I'm
lap
going to be
car
back.
coming into the picture, and they go off the track to help that. So at least those guys are being respectful, and that's good.
That is true. As we still have now 17 laps to go. Promoda running in the 10th position, trying to make up a few more spots and make a run at that #1 spot in the standings. Rachel Hunt up to 8th position and started in 8th position, so really up to the same thing she was up to earlier. And like I said, there's hardly been any movement at the front. Cowden's up 2 spots now. Shamoon down 1. Todd Cray's up 2. Russ down 2. Harbin up 6. Dale Davis down 2. Ron Thompson up 3. Rachel Hunt right where she started. So our top 8, I don't think have even moved 8 positions between them if you add and subtract all those numbers.
Right. The other one I wouldn't rule out is Josh Harbin.
Yeah, he's up to 5th now.
I think he's just kind of biding his time. It's going to be an interesting last few laps, that's for sure.
You might have to start calling old Josh the old silent assassin.
Are you calling Josh old?
Sneaking up there. Not old as in old, but
They just saved that one. Josh got into the point leader there a little bit in that right rear corner, which is not a great place to get into him. And they had
No.
to get out of it a little bit.
Well, they're good drivers, so obviously they were able to hold on to it. It's a good thing we didn't want to see a caution at this point in the race. I would like to see this thing finish out green, see what kind of strategy these guys have played, if any, for holding back on the throttle a little bit. Cody Morgan on pit lane and off pit lane in that sequence thereby.
For that top lane to be effective, they're going to have to get some more people lined up. They're
Yeah.
not going to be able to pass that inside line with just 3 trucks.
No, and you don't really have the benefit of side draft like you do in the A car. Or that you can get a little bit of pull with a side draft, but it doesn't hurt
Right.
the other car.
Well, if that was the last lap, Dalton Cowan would have won.
Right? He made a good run on the outside there. You can see how hard it is to finish the run on the outside when you don't have any help as we come down to 13 laps to go.
It's starting to inch a little closer and closer each lap.
Well, for everybody that's watching, hang out after the race for a few minutes. We're going to get to speak to the top 3 drivers, see what they have to say. If you have any questions for them, just put them in the chat, and we'll see if we can get those asked for you, asked and answered.
I think the rest of the field's going to have a tough job trying to pass these top 3 all running under the same team for this series. I hated.
It's going to be tough to pass those top 6 trucks right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think if you're not in the top 6 right now, I don't think that you're going to be at the end of the race unless there's a problem.
Right.
These guys have got that pretty much locked down. There's no room up there unless somebody's going to make a crazy move and go 3 wide through the middle. And I just don't.
They enter a cold trickle.
Yeah, I just don't know the point, right? Because you get by 1 truck, you got 5 more to go, and I don't think
Right.
you're going to be able to pass all 5 up the middle. So
No.
next time by, we're going to have 10 to go here at the New Atlanta. 28 degrees of banking, high speed corners just like Daytona Talladega, and we've seen that today. All pretty much green flag racing. We got one caution early and then 1 caution just before what would have been the only green flag pit stop of the race. So we've gone green since that yellow flag pit stop, and inside 10 to go now. Dan Shamoon leading, Dalton Cowden second, Russ Bosford third place, Todd Cray in fourth, Dale Davis in fifth, Josh Harbin sixth, Ron Thompson 7th, Rachel and Anthony Promoto jockeying for 8th and ninth. Anthony up 12 positions, that 9th position, but Richard Malagoni in 13th position has the biggest mover of the race award this week. 17 positions made up, started last and in the top half of the field. So great run by him.
Pretty good run. Pretty good run. Dalton seems to be staying more side by side with Shamoon here the last couple laps.
I've just noticed the 21's been right on his bumper the last couple of laps. I'm not sure if he's waiting for
let's take a listen to these cars actually coming by here for the lap or 2 here before we get to the end, and you see just how fast they're actually going with these static cams out on the track. Pretty cool how they can get around this place at those speeds in the trucks. It's a real fun track to drive now. I wasn't a big fan of the old Atlanta, but I actually really like the new Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm opposite. I'm old school Atlanta all day long.
I wasn't a fan of the tire wear. It was just too much. The track was really in desperate need of a repave. It didn't need what they did to it, but it definitely needed a repave.
Well, that's what made it interesting, though. Tell you what, Arbin's got a strong car, or a strong truck, I should say.
Yeah, he's been floating between 5th and 7th. Yeah, he's having a hard time making his way past these last few cars.
Yeah.
Although he had the same problem last week, didn't he? Didn't he have a problem getting by a couple people last week late?
Yeah. Well, if I had to guess, if him and Rachel play it right, if they take it 3 wide on the last lap, they have a good chance of, at least getting a couple positions.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, the 2 of them could definitely make a run on the outside. It's about 7,000 I rating between the 2 of them.
Right?
Although Dan's got 7,000 rating almost by himself, so tough guy to
Yeah,
beat.
I think he's about a 6'3" or something at the
60
moment.
to 64,
6,300.
yep.
Yeah, probably more closer to 15,000, I reckon.
Oh, there we
16,
go.
17.
Todd
Yeah.
Cray bobbled
Oh,
and
and the 95s come up.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna. Oh, that's not gonna be good. I saw that coming. Yep.
oh,
They really. As soon as they started moving up like that, I said, "Uh-oh, they're gonna get together because they're not gonna be square." Oh wow, another wreck right
yep,
after the
yep.
caution. Six is able to hold it down, lock it down. Go back and take a look at some of these
Oh, someone's on their roof.
wrecks. Yeah, yeah, that was the initial wreck. We'll go back and take a look at that real quick and see exactly what had happened. Had a lot of guys get involved after the initial contact.
It looks like 21 might have blown his engine. He's got some smoke coming out the back of it.
Take a look at the slow-mo cam as we had the the red truck up there. I think that's the 12 or the 21. Come up and is that Rachel that's behind him?
No, it's Harbin got to his inside, and when he went up, I think the wall kind of just grabbed him. Maybe probably needs some net code.
Yeah, looks like Harbin ended up on his roof. Who's the pink and white truck? Can't see the
The
number.
It's
Harbin's still
Rachel.
on the
That
truck.
is Rachel. Okay. Yeah,
Yep,
so
the
Rachel was
16.
trying to push as they got into that corner and she unfortunately got into the quarter panel or the left rear corner and just wasn't square enough to make that move at that point. And take another look at it here.
Yeah, that second, was that under caution, was it? When
Yeah, it was under caution when see I guess it was the 62s late after that caution had started already.
who is that? That's the, is that Mr.
That's
Ron Thompson, is it? Or 33?
the
Looks like him
330.
out.
There's the 333. So we had the first wreck there, and then we have the six truck gets turned. The 06 Dale Davis gets turned late after the caution comes out, or as the caution's coming out. I guess people started checking up. He had to check up. 33 didn't realize they were going to check up that hard. Is my assumption here. And
Yeah,
it looks like he just got in the back corner of him as he was trying to avoid everything. And Dale did a pretty good job of holding on to it and not putting it in the wall, but I think he lost a few positions. No, they're still showing him in fourth position. I guess they gave him his spots back. Virtual NASCAR was nice to him. Take a look at Mr. Davis there behind Russ, Dalton, and Dan, who's still leading the race. They've
I
all
was a little
managed.
bit confused to all that because it looks like we've got yeah, it looks like there's two 33s. That's why I was getting a bit confused to who was who.
And you know, even though she had trouble, Rachel still only one position from where she started. Not a ton of damage on that 61 machine, so she's still right there, right behind or right beside Anthony Promoda, or actually behind Promoda. And we're gonna see what we got going here with probably a green-white checker. Actually, no, it's 3 laps to go, so I think we're gonna get a true 3-lap finish, and we still have an opportunity for a green-white checker if we do have a caution flag.
Starting to think that there may be an issue with the server that we're on because everybody's got blinks.
Yeah, there have been a couple cars blinking now that you've mentioned it, and I've been watching for it.
I was kind of going through the field and looking at the different cars, and everybody has at least 4 to 8 blinks. Some way more than that, but
Well, taking damage in that last incident, Patrick Rush, Bernard Person, James Babb, Patrick DeSolier, Doc Stout, Nicholas Casey. So a lot of cars, Rachel, a lot of cars had some trouble in that last caution flag there before get down to this 3-lap shootout, and we're back to the green flag. 3 laps to go, two at the line. Still have that 8 truck of Dan Shamoon out front. Sounded like somebody blew up down there on pit road. Got the 17 truck on the outside. Dalton Cowden trying to make a move, but doesn't have much help. The 6 is going to come to his bumper now, try to push him up outside of Russ, who's going to stay, I think, glued to the bumper of Shamoon trying to push him to this win, because I don't think Russ is going to want to go to the inside and give the outside line a chance to make a run on both of them.
Yeah.
Coming down to the white flag right here. But it looks like the 6 is going to get a good push for Cowden coming up towards the front. Let's see if they can make it stick around the outside here, bumper to bumper. 33 is right on the 6, and they're door to door for the front. 2, 4, 6, 8 cars. We're going to have a good run back to the finish here coming off going. Oh, and Russ
hit him
Harbin
right in
hit
the
Russ. They're going to stay green though, and they're going to come back to the green flag side by side. And it depends on who gets the help. Looks like Shamoon is going to get the help. And we have. Oh, that's too close to call.
Look who's come through for third place.
Anthony Permoda,
Number
18
40.
spots.
Yeah.
It looks like Shamoon
Started
hung
a lap
on.
down.
Shamoon did hang on.
Yep.
It looks like there was a 0-0-0 time on it.
Yep.
Shamoon,
Yep, it was. It was. So who?
Shamoon is going to get the win. It's if they do it by iRacing, it's by iRating.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Mr. Shamoon. About as close to race as you could run. Top 3. Permoda was .07 off the win.
Oh yeah, and if you look at it in slow mo on the start finish line, you can see that Dan had it by just a fraction. It is visible, but what a finish! What a run for the 45. But congrats to the 8 car, Mr. Shamoon.
Yeah, it was tough for Russ at the end there. He had a really good car all race, and to finish 15th there, that's a bummer for him. Last car on the lead lap after that wreck. When Josh Harbin too, same thing, 14th position now after getting together with him. So took out a lot of good cars there. Dale Davis had a good run going to the end. Harbin, Bosford. But Shamoon, Cowden, Promoter, our top 3. Going to get them in here to talk to in just a couple minutes. Watch Dan do some more burnouts here, and we're just going to take a quick break. Be right back, guys. Welcome back, guys. Exciting race we had tonight. Got our top 3 here in the booth with us. Going to talk to Dan, Dalton, and Anthony. Starting with our 3rd place finisher, Anthony Permoda. How you doing there, Anthony?
Good.
Tough finish there at the end. Good break for you. Struggled a little bit to get the car up front. It was really hard to pass. It seemed like. Why don't you give us your thoughts on the race tonight?
Passing was a pain. Passing was very much of a challenge trying to get any momentum going without running somebody over. Just had some luck there at the end.
Sometimes that's what it takes. We've been calling it a plate track. It's not a plate track by definition, but Essentially, it is. What do you think of the new configuration here? Did you like the old one better? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like the old configuration better. Spread the field out a little bit better.
There's definitely no spreading out of the field now. You're pretty much bumper to bumper the whole race. We didn't see very much position change outside of yourself, who is our biggest mover of the race. You got that award for this week, so congratulations. 18 positions from the start of the race. Where'd you start? 21st.
And a
Uh,
lap down.
and who?
And a lap down.
And a lap down. That's right. So
Yep.
great job there. You got that early caution. We're able to come back from it. What did you? So I mean, not to bring up a sore subject, but did you think everything was handled fairly? And what did you think of everything behind you guys from last week? And moving on.
Oh yeah, everything's good from that. No hard feelings or nothing.
That's always good to hear. We don't like seeing penalties handed down. Certainly not to the drivers in this league, especially. I mean, everybody in here is a great driver, and most of the time a great off-track personality as well. So I'm glad to see you guys have all worked it out, and hopefully that'll be the last of that we see in this league, this and any other season going forward. So we appreciate you running here and letting us cover it for you. And anybody you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Not too much. Just thanks to everybody for putting on the league and everything, man.
All right, Anthony, promote everybody. Third place finisher this week at Atlanta. Congratulations. And that's going to be over to Dalton. And I think we're going to let Jim talk to Dalton, yeah?
Gareth wanted to talk
Oh,
to you.
Gareth wants to talk to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Gareth's
Dalton's
going to
gonna
talk to
love
Dalton.
this, getting to talk to me.
There you go. Now,
How's it going,
most of us
DC?
don't like to talk to Gareth, so
Yeah, so 17, Dalton Cowden. Good run, bud.
Thanks, man. It was more stressful than it probably looked, but yeah, it was fun.
Not sure if you and Dan are aware, but the gap between you two was 0.000 on the start finish line. So
Yeah, we
if
weren't
you,
we weren't quite sure who got it. I felt the air, and I felt them pull me back just a skosh. I right at the line. I felt them kind of get me there. So I was congratulating. He wasn't even aware. That's why we kind of went and did Simo burnouts there. I was like, "Yo, you won!" Like,
I mean, you guys from Ohio, you controlled the whole race, and I did slow it down at the end there. Once the race had finished, and you can just see the bumper of Dan's car a little bit ahead of yours, but there's honestly nothing in it, and that's going to bump you up a bit in the championship, probably into the top five. And yeah, awesome run, man. It was you guys were just in control the whole race.
yeah, I want to thank the guys at Nitro and teammates Dan, Russ, Jimmy for building great setups, and the doc and all you guys for putting on the league and putting on the broadcast. It's quite a change, and it's pretty cool. So it's fun. I'm glad we got a win. Sucks for the teammate there, but next week points are always good, and let's keep going.
Yeah, well, into that road course next week, so it's going to be a interesting race. But anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just haters, Doc, Ryan, you guys up here in the booth,
Your buddy from New
teammates.
Zealand?
Yeah, everybody watching, everybody hanging out tonight. It's a lot of fun. Thank you. Good win, Dan.
Yeah, awesome job, man. Well done. And I'll pass over to Jim. He's gonna have a chat to our winner for the night.
Well, Dan Shamoon, it looks like your bad luck is finally ended.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. Russ took my bad luck tonight.
yeah.
I see that. It just seems like every time you get in position to win a race or do well, something happens. And I guess tonight it was Russ that run over the crack or broke the mirror before he got in the truck. So
Yeah, he definitely took one for the team.
took one
this
for the
time.
team. You guys definitely controlled the race all race. Actually, it was you and Dalton that pretty much led every single lap. So as a team, you guys worked well together. It seemed like you guys had a plan and you executed and you came out the winner.
Yeah, we Yeah, that was definitely the strategy. We wanted to control both lines, force the 3 wide if someone was going to make a move. I was actually kind of surprised that we didn't go 3 wide with like within 10 laps to go. We were kind of sitting there anticipating it and waiting for it. We thought Harbin was going to be the one to start it because he was itching back there. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, I wish oddly enough, not a lot of movement in the race. It was actually kind of fun to run because it is sort of intense, but I wish there was a little bit more movement. It'd have been nice to see it go 3 wide at the end, or at least have that green flag pit stop. That would have made things super interesting.
Well, I was like you. I figured by 10 laps to go, you guys are going to be 3 wide. That was what I thought I was going to see. Like you said, Harbin seemed like he was ready to pull the trigger for the last 20 laps, and he was ready to go. And I really did not expect him to go to the inside of Todd Cray. That kind of shocked me because he would run up to him and then he would go to his outside. So I don't know if he was just using that as a ploy to get Todd to block him on the outside so he could go low. But that just kind of started the chain reaction that ended up causing your teammate the bad luck. So
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it, but yeah, no, I mean, looking forward to, um, the road course and some of the mile and a halves and shorter tracks. That always lends a little bit more competitive racing back and forth. So, but either way, that was fun.
the big question is did your new rig make a difference?
Uh, a little bit. I'm more comfortable, that's for sure.
Anybody you want to give a shout out today?
Um, Definitely. Like, you know, uh, want to thank my teammates. Jimmy, Dalton, Russ. We're always working really well together. Um, and then, I just want to thank everybody at Nitro, and just this group of guys that we race with is just a great group. And thank you guys for broadcasting and putting in all the work. So yeah, very grateful to be a part of this.
What do you think your chances are next week going right and left?
0.
I don't know if I'll ever
I'll
give
be
you
surrounded
0,
by
Dan.
Jimmy Babb in
Uh,
13.
Yeah.
I don't think
know
I'll.
how
I,
much
I don't
I'll
think
read
I'll.
into that one, eh?
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't think I'll ever peg you at 0. So
Well,
Who knows? Who knows?
that
Maybe I'll work on it.
that win,
Right.
it's gonna fire you up in the points, probably into the top 10. I'm just doing a quick
Yeah,
calculation, but
Yeah, that should get you pretty close to the top 10, if not into the top 10.
that's all right. We could put some penalty points on there for him just to make sure he's not in the top 10. He doesn't need to be up there yet.
I think we ought to penalize him for being too pretty.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, come on.
I agree.
Yeah, too pretty. He was gracing us with his presence the other day when he was trying to put his rig together.
He brought you a present?
My beautiful son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he was just like a ray of sunshine.
I see.
Yes.
Well, congratulations, Dan. Awesome job. You controlled the whole race, like they said, and it's too bad Russ couldn't finish it up there with you. A little bit of trouble at the end there, but it's always fun to watch you guys run together, and look forward to seeing what you can put together next week at the road course, and we'll be watching.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, buddy. I
Great
think we ought
team.
to bring Russ in here and get his opinion.
yeah, I think
Yeah, we can
so.
grab Russ.
Come
That's
on.
fine. Let's
I'll
grab
pull him
Russ.
in. Hang on a minute. Here we go.
That should totally be a thing.
Russ.
Mr. Russ.
Hey,
Russ, you got caught up in Dan's bad luck. How do you feel
You are
about
live. You are live.
or I was making a buffer for Dan's bad luck.
Oh, okay. I see. So you took one for the team.
Oh, there you
I
go.
got you took one for the team. Okay, I didn't see that, but that's
Maybe
possible.
it was right on
For
his
the
bumper.
record,
he
that's
might
what
have
I
got
also
killed.
said, Russ, as well. I said he took it for me.
I don't know. I think we might have to talk to Doc about this one.
Well, I don't know if Russ actually, if he's looked at the time gap, but I was saying to Dan and Dalton that the time gap between first and second was 0.000.
And Dan won by iRating. It's a good finish.
I just about gathered the first whack, but then the second
Yeah, it just
was
there
it.
won't no saving it at that point.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah, Harbin hit you pretty good. So
yeah, it was a shame to see you guys not be able to put
yeah,
that 1-2 together, or at least the 1-3, because you guys dominated the whole race. We asked that almost everybody in the interviews. I'll ask you too. What do you think of the change at Atlanta, and what did you prefer, old or new?
Oh, old.
Everybody says old.
Are you asking me? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
No,
asking you.
100%. Yeah, old Atlanta. And that's just, I'm not a, big plate track guy. I don't mind them, totally. It's just the people you drive with. But this is, as far as on iRacing, I don't find enjoyable. It might be make for good racing in real life. So um, sometimes it's just like that.
That's true. Well, another week in the books here, guys. Appreciate all of
Yeah.
y'all coming up. Russ, anybody you want to shout out? I know you have. I forgot to ask you, but we put your website, the new NitroRacing.com, up there on the ticker for you. Gareth talked about it, so it gave you a little bit of screen time there. But anything you want to tell everybody about what's going on over at Nitro?
No, I just want to thank everyone again that had a part in making all that happen. That was a very nice thing, and I still in a situation of loss for words for it.
You
But
earned it, buddy.
just
You earned it.
good.
yep.
It's just great to see such a large group that close and helping each other out, and it's always been kind of part of the vision in a sense. So just yeah, everyone in Nitro community and who has a hand in making it all happen.
Yeah, you've done a great job getting that all off the ground, and I remember talking to you when you were first starting it, and
Yep,
um,
yep.
it's amazing that it's been as long as it has, actually, a couple of years now. That everybody's been working with you and helping
Yeah,
grow
it's
what's going on over
crazy.
there. It's pretty nuts.
Time has flown by.
Well, we'll look forward to more to come from Nitro, more to come from this league here, and we appreciate you guys being one of the lead sponsors on it, and look forward to seeing what y'all can put together next week in the road course.
Awesome, and thank you for appreciate the broadcasting and getting all this stuff rolling too. This is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. It's new for me, and at least not brand new, but new enough that Gareth kind of took me by surprise with the opportunity. So we've all enjoyed it. I think it's been fun, and you guys make it pretty easy to call these races. So um,
For
keep
now.
for now anyway. Next week might be a little bit more of a challenge, but we'll see.
Uh,
So thank you very much for coming up to speak with us, and we'll hopefully be talking to you next week.
all right, sounds good. We'll see you.
Hey guys, have a great day.
All right, so another race in the books here in the vSpeed FRT Contender Series. We just finished up Atlanta Motor Speedway. Dan Shamoon, Dalton Cowden, Anthony Promoter, top three here tonight. Have some updated standings for you on the Discord site within a few hours. Usually, Doc's got those up, coming pretty good. And they're gonna be looking at any and all incidents. So all standings are subject to review, subject to points change, and will be updated by league admins fairly shortly and become official at that point. You can check out our Facebook page as well as right from the link from this broadcast, as well as our Discord, and obviously check out the Nitro Discord. You need any setups, you need any advice, you need a good community to run with. Great bunch of guys over there, over 400 strong in the Discord, and still growing. Russ put together a really good community of people, and uh, pretty much all I've got for you tonight. So, anything else from you guys tonight, or are we ready to go?
Well, next week I think as well. I think we've missed talking about it, but there is a team competition part of this league as well. So by next week, once the points update, we should have a clear view on the top 1, 2, and 3, and the team standings. So
Well, we will be
that's
sure
all
to
I've got to say. So,
we'll be sure to bring the team standings to everybody next week. And anything left from you, Mr. Walton?
Oh, we're good to go, man. Some great racing again tonight. Had a couple unfortunate accidents, but if you watched the Coke race last night, it was worse than that with the pros driving. So I think these guys showed that they can run with the best of them.
All right. Well, for Jim Walton, Gareth G Money, I am Ryan Shaw. We will see you next week.